Hello Pisces moons. This reading is predominantly for the moon signs. I've decided to focus on that. But also feel free to watch if you have Pisces in other areas of your chart, particularly if it's your sun sign. I'm finding that these are resonating across the board. I'm just focusing on the energy of the moon, which represents our subconscious, our emotions, our intuition. So I'm doing this in relation to the new moon as well. Right, so I also have a main read, which lasts a bit longer than these little ones for each individual sign. So please feel free to check that out on my channel. And I'm keeping the cards that come out with that main read, the oracle cards that come out. This is the sacred geometric activation cards. So the frequency of the new moon energy is coming up as of perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and take a good, hard, deep look at it. From the Angels and Ancestors card, I've got Mirror Guardian as well, which is take time to reflect. And that says, take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts. And this is basically taking stock of how you've got to here, how far you've come, and how to move forward. There's also an element of changing things up here that came out very strongly. Sorry, in the main read, which was changing how we do things, changing how we approach things. So new moons are fantastic energies to make changes, to set our intentions and our goals, and to go forward with them. I've also got Pisces card out there, so I'm just going to have a read of that for those who are new to looking at your moon sign readings. So Pisces is, I believe, I must be a mermaid. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living. In faith and trust, you must surrender to what is. Pisces, the double fish, is ruled by Neptune, god of the waters, oceans, and seas. It is a mutable sign, its home being the 12th house of self-undoing. It is mysterious and unfathomable, but can indicate that life needs clarifying as well as definition. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac and symbolises the old soul, one who has passed through many lives, has picked up much here and there, and experienced almost everything along the way, but sometimes doesn't process things well and tends to repeat mistakes. Pisceans have trouble maintaining boundaries, sometimes even feeling half erased. If you have ever observed a Pisces, you may notice that they don't appear as intelligent as they really are. They could even call themselves gullible. You could even call them gullible or vague until they start cranking out works of genius. And they can be so physically tuned in, it'll knock your socks off. Pisces is a beautiful sign with much compassion, denoting true visions that link up with the collective. Those ruled by this sign know much. They know it all deep down, but have trouble sorting matters out. They are able to sense deeply, except for certain things extremely bad for them, which turns into mishaps and disasters. But through it all, Pisces still survives. Dreamers, artists, composers, poets, mystics, victims, and prisoners all fall under the rulership of this water sign. There is little doubt that higher consciousness falls under the domain of the Pisces. In a superficial way, it looks as if the world is their oyster, with their talent, beauty, sensitivity, and a connectedness with the unknown. Pisces see the best and is an idealist, but the flip side of this is cynicism, which can come in waves. So dreams will lead you now, but clear thinking is a must. Sorry. You may be extra sensitive to beauty currently. Poetry courses through you. You feel connected to the source. You like the idea of surrendering to what is. Compassion flows. So that is just a little bit about Pisces and what Pisces is associated with. So if this is your moon sign, have a think about how it manifests in you. I've said manifest and the magician's on the bottom there looking at me. Pisces moon signs. For the new moon energy. Oh wow, we've got the Two of Cups. Very Piscean energy. Pisces. Capricorn new moon for Pisces. There we go. Talk about taking stock of how far you've come. Right, he just keeps popping up everywhere. Right, if it's meant to come out, it will come out again. Just one, please. One more for Pisces for the new moon. The Chariot. Cancer energy. So already we've got a lot of water energy going on here. Broken up with a little bit of earth. So, Two of Cups. And already Two of Cups is feeling to me like how you show up in the world. What is it you're giving out? Because whatever it is you are giving out energetically, that is what you're going to attract back in. So I'm feeling this like a partnership, not necessarily with another person. This could be partnership with the universe, and that's kind of how I'm feeling it. It's very, like I said, it's feeling very much like how you show up in the world. Whatever energy you're putting out, it is going to be supported. It's that. There's a card in this one, the Enchanted Map. The Gentle Gardener, I think it's one of the first ones. It's just what I'm feeling. I wonder if that's going to come up actually. Yeah, the Gentle Gardener, which talks about how we co-create our lives, and that's what I'm feeling here. This is that co-creation. It's the universe working with you to manifest whatever it is that you are putting out there energetically. I say that because the Seven of Pentacles is here as well, and this is taking stock of how far you've come. It's exactly the energy here. It's that earth and energy that is coming in to play with Capricorn, with the Capricorn new moon. To say, have a look at what you've built. Are you happy with your harvest? These are the seeds you planted a while ago. Are you happy with them? I'd say, especially with perception coming up there, it could be time to look at things in a different light. It could be that you're not happy with what you've grown, with how far you've come. And I feel like perception here, and especially the mirror guardian, this is all about looking inside, looking and giving credit to yourself of how far you've come. Seeing the beauty in whatever your circumstances are right now. I know I don't want to say that as a blanket statement. I'm obviously not saying if you're in a very bad situation that you can remove yourself from, please go and seek help. Please take yourself out of that situation. This is not about sitting comfortably in a pile of shit. Pardon my words, but this is more like recognizing the things that you have achieved rather than focusing in on maybe the things that are not working right now, where you're not achieving. But then I'd say the Chariot coming up here. I was just thinking about the black and white horses because I normally see this as like head and heart going in the same direction. But this is integration. This is bringing the positives and negatives together and accepting them, and moving forward with that. Because if they're going off in two separate directions, when he giddies them up, they're going to go off in separate direction and tear the carriage apart. It's almost like an inner battle going on here. And an urge for like partnership. Be in partnership with the universe. Be in partnership with yourself, really. And this could be another person if we're looking at it in a sort of a relationship sense. It's asking you, is it worth it of what you've grown? Are you happy with what you've grown together? Are you still both wanting the same goals from the relationship? Are you still both heading in the same direction? But this is a card of victory. But victory can only be gained when you're in a place of balance. And I'm feeling that need for balance here. Especially with this Mirror Guardian come up. I do apologise about the external noise. Currently in lockdown and I live in a noisy household of like 8 people. So I do apologise. I have asked them repetitively to be quiet. Right, let's see. Where's the Two of Cups there for Pisces? I feel you coming. King of Swords. What do you stand for? What is your truth? The King of Swords is all about integrity, and what's interesting is the underlying energy that's coming up here on the bottom. Are you lying to yourself about something? Or maybe avoiding an issue, avoiding changing something. This feels very like, I don't want to rock the boat. But then, if you're not rocking the boat, then the boat is rocking you. And that's what I feel here, is a need to stand up for your rights, for your truth, for your honour. This is creating from a place of integrity. Sevens. Is it worth fighting for? Is it worth growing? Is it worth fighting for? Or is it worth pursuing, I should say? So, this is fire and earth energy, something that's coming up a lot as well. There's a sense of like being defensive and defending your stance here. There's a need for that, I feel. I feel like it's not maybe been happening before. But now it's reaching a point of, I need to change this up. Sorry about that. I thought I would ask again if I could have a little quietness. Yeah, so I feel like there's that need to defend whatever it is you're standing for here. Because this is making a stance for something. I've been introducing my children to Greta Thunberg, not literally, like on some documentaries and stuff. Partly because we love the earth and we want to look after the earth. Secondly, to inspire my children, because she, from a young age, has stood up for what she believes and stood up for her. That's that kind of sort of energy that's coming through, of just, I don't care. I don't care what anyone else thinks or feels, but I am going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak the truth. And it could even be speaking up for other people. But yeah, it was also for my son, who's autistic as well. And so yeah, he's obviously, it's good for him to see someone that represents him, that is out doing wonderful things. Big shout out to Greta there. But yeah, this is what this feels like. It's that sort of energy. Is it worth growing? Is it worth fighting for? Because the King of Swords seems to think so. And if he is fighting for something, if he's fighting for truth and fighting for honour, he goes all out there. This could be a partnership. This could be needing someone else. This could be like networking and feeling it in that sort of way. Or meeting someone who is like-minded, who can help you achieve that. I feel like this is what's coming up for you with this new moon. Is asking yourself, whatever course you're on, is it worth fighting for? Is it worth growing? And if it is, finding a way to get there. But there's always our shadow side. And we can't all be flawless. It's not we can't all be flawless. No one is flawless. I imagine we would be very dull people if we were all completely well-rounded. As much as that is what most of us like to achieve. And this is kind of shadow work as well. Taking that time, reflecting on the good, the bad, and the ugly. But being okay with that. Changing the things that you can change, accepting the things that you can't change. Understanding how our dark sides drive us as well. It's not always the light. But when fear comes up, I say as something flies out, oh my God, King of Wands. We are bookended by two kings here, and what do kings do? They lead. They lead. This one particularly takes action. I do apologise about the noise. I give up. You just have to deal with my tarot and my noisy family. I wouldn't mind. There's 4 children in the house and I can hear the adults more than I can hear the children. I am so sorry. Unprofessional as it is, but this is what happens during lockdown. Thank you. Yeah, so Chariot, like I said, sorry, him coming out. As soon as I said fear as well, he popped out. When we're afraid of something, especially when we're about to do something big and bold. Who was it who said that? If you're not afraid of your dreams, then you're not dreaming big enough. And I feel with this, I'm feeling that sort of, there's another part of you that's just like, oh no, it won't work. Oh, I can't do that. I can't stand up. I can't do that. I can't go on stage. I can't speak to people. I can't pursue that relationship. I feel a whole lot I can't coming out. I'm going to get a card for him. Let's see what's blocking this Chariot. Whoa, whoa. Right, God, I got 3 cards out. I'm not going to take them all. We'll see if they come out again, but we've got the World, the Ace of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, balance. It's like, well, I can't because I need to balance. I've got too many responsibilities. I have been homeschooling this morning. It is exhausting. Through the week, I am being a teacher, and then every spare moment I'm getting in between, I'm trying to do the tarot cards and do the messages. Because I've only got like today and tomorrow. I'm doing this on the 12th. Technically the new moon is tomorrow, the 13th, but I'm aiming for the 14th for getting these all done for the month. So I'm feeling that sort of, well, it's impossible. We've got Queen of Wands that's stuck there. There we go. This come up in the last reading as well. Can't do this because it goes outside my comfort zone, and that's what all this is about. Perception says, push the boundaries of your reality, push the boundaries of you to expand. And that's what the new moon energy is there for. That's how we can use it, is to set our intentions, to set our goals, to say, right, okay, here I am, let's take stock of where I am, how I got there. Let's celebrate the things that worked. Let's look at the things that didn't work and how we can improve them for the next cycle, the next month. But we don't grow from inside our comfort zone. We have to go outside of it. And that is exactly what the King of Wands does. The King of Wands pushes boundaries. He's the most active king, I would say. He's there, come on, let's go do it. Do I think he's afraid? Yeah. Of course he's afraid. But what is the underlying fear? And try to think of it from a positive way. I'm not saying rework it, but, well, yeah, I am saying rework it. I'm not saying like gloss it over. So let me explore one of my fears. Okay. Okay, I recently looked into doing coaching sessions, but this involves me being front facing, face on camera, speaking to people directly through a camera, and I'm not very comfortable with that. I'm not the most comfortable person with phone calls, so video call, that takes it to another level. And the biggest reason of that is, for me, is that I end up being too self-conscious of my face. It's like talking into a mirror, and I don't want to do that. And I know that once you get past that, you're too busy focusing on just talking with the other person to care. So what does that teach me? How does my fear teach me something about that? Because the King of Wands, he will look that fear in the eye, that, right, okay, I'm afraid because I'm going to be going outside of my comfort zone. So I have learned where my boundary is. That is my boundary. The next step is to then push outside that boundary, to have a video conversation with somebody and just see how it goes and take it from there. It's taken baby steps. I know it's the King of Wands, but that's because it's a big thing. You are pushing outside of your boundary, and that's what perception says as well. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and take a good, hard, deep look at it, to reflect on that boundary and say, well, okay, why do I want to push this boundary? Why haven't I pushed this boundary before? To just look at what it is about that boundary that stops you going for what you want, that stops you achieving what you want and being who you want to be. have a look at that fear and sit with it for a little while. Question it, interview it. Interesting technique. I did it myself once. I'm going to get a card. I'm going to get an enchanted map card. Also related to coaching, I interviewed myself about my goals and what was holding me back from my goals. And it's funny because I could think this stuff in my head, but when I spoke it out, I discovered things that I wouldn't have maybe thought in my head. So it's a good thing to do, basically. If you find that you're hitting a brick wall with something, if you feel that you're sort of getting defensive and you're hitting that boundary, to sit with that fear and interview it. Ask yourself, and then either write it down or speak it out, because then you're giving it breath, you're letting it out, you're releasing it. And then it's easier to find a way around it. Oh, what is going on with my shuffling today? Riding the wave, that'd be a fantastic one for right now. Oh wow. Sad embrace and encouragement, and riding the waves on the bottom. Kind of hoping that one would come out for you, but sad embrace. 45. Oh, so sorry about that. We had tears from my little one. Right, a sad embrace. 45. Loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. And the upright is, you may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long cherished dream. If so, take heart, for this ending may have been for your highest good. A better and more powerful dream will be realized in your life if you can accept the loss. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises, along with sadness and grief. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain. This is sitting with that negative emotion. Seeing where that experience or where your experiences have put a boundary in place, put a blockage in place that is stopping you from moving forward. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured. Whatever the loss, however great it is, let it go and experience your feelings so that you may soon see what beauty lies ahead. This feels like old wounds though. This is going to be interesting. This feels more like moving from here to there. Encouragement. You are receiving a nudge in the right direction. Upright. This card tells you you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. Oh, I didn't read the reverse for the other one, did I? I do apologise. So the reversed. Are you suffering over your suffering? That's where I'm feeling it. Do you feel that life is treating you unfairly and that you've been robbed or deprived of what you're entitled to? Do you long for a love that eludes you, or the success that has been bestowed upon others? Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of ego. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. If you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip. unable to breathe freely. The only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Trials and tribulations build character, which is of its own gift. Find something to be grateful for and take responsibility for your part in all matters. However painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved and you will not be left adrift forever. Have faith, for this too shall pass. You are not a victim, only a traveller on a hero's journey. It's okay to be disappointed for now, but know that someday you'll look back and see great value in this experience. And we've got encouragement. You're receiving a nudge in the right direction. This card tells you that you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. New things are out there to be explored, and the nurturing power of the universe is giving you a nudge in the right direction. That's this Two of Cups that I'm feeling. You will get the help you need and won't be alone in your quest. Every step you take right now is supported by the wisdom of the universe. You are on the right path. Keep going. And the reversed is, a misstep isn't the end of the world. You've fallen into a trap of false courage, and only humility will lead you out of it. Perhaps you weren't listening to your intuition, and now you're in a jam. Being too self-reliant without knowing the ropes has brought you to this place. Don't become too discouraged. All is well, and you can always start again. Take another road, and surely discover new territories where love really blooms. Just remember to rely on your highest power. You can't always get what you want, but Spirit knows your needs. Something better waits around the corner. So, there you go. Very seeing why those two came out together now. There's that looking back, taking stock, healing the wounds, and allowing yourself to move past those boundaries that have been set up by whatever it is that has hurt you in the past. All right, thank you very much for listening. Please feel free to follow me on social media for Northern Star guidance, and I hope this reading resonates for you. Bye for now.